I think fans of the show, Reasonable Doubt, can expect elevation. I feel like what we've done is we've taken a really interesting world of a show, and Ramla Muhammad and amazing writers that helped craft it. The season 2 have put the things that people love about the show.
I killed JT.
One of my best friends called me today to tell me that she killed her husband.
It's going to come back more in even more creative ways. And for new people to the show, it's going to be a really compelling ride over the course of the season, because there's so many unique perspectives from every character perspective. Nobody's not having to address something, which is really, really unique in a world like this. I think, Lewis going into season 2, there's a lot going on, right? When we end season 1 with this very, kind of traumatic incident to which I think as it unfolds going to season 2, a lot of it is like, okay, not just, you can't point at one event in history because the future is yet to be written, but it definitely influences how you see what's unfolding in front of you.
He gave me an ultimatum between him and my career.
Asked if she wanted to be a lawyer or a wife. And I think for Lewis, what it is about, kind of confronting himself a little bit, which is just like the idea that there's this family that's always getting along, and there are these kids that are always behaving, and there's this couple that never argues, and then that's this that's a very simple example of how we project into the future. But then I think Lewis is confronted with his own ideas and forced to kind of look himself in the mirror and figure out what's best for Lewis, or what's best for him and his family, from situation to situation. Man, there's so many, and I humbly don't want to mention one at the possible expense of disrespecting another. But I would say, like, if I was on any space with Mr. Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, Sidney Poitier, and if we could include Brando in some kind of way, I don't know if we're doing some kind of cool ass Ocean's 17 or something, we can kind of make an all-star team, you know what I mean? Put Red Fox in there, you know what I mean? Della Reese, Richard Pryor. It would be a fun little crew of people, I think. Listen, my playlist is heavy, Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, that vein. But then I'll flip it over and be like, you know what? Let me listen to some John P. Key or some gospel music. Let me iron out this thuggishness. I would say my guilty pleasure is probably either pizza or donuts. And I feel like, the pizza in California is there's a couple good spots in LA. I think a guilty pleasure for me is just having the opportunity to just take a break. I don't have any set, I'm down to try and learn new things, kind of go with the flow. But as for now, you can't go wrong with, like I said, LA, sometimes you got to go home to get pizza. Shout out to Monocles.